my reality. Patriotism will no longer be forced sentiment. Rather, it will be a dream, a theory that if one Nigerian succeeds, the rest will succeed. If one Nigerian grows, there will be economic growth. School and education will no longer be a privilege, but a right.
You hear me?
Students will be equipped with well-trained teachers like Principal Vaughn, with modern classrooms and the tools that will equip them for the future. Healthcare will no longer be a distant expectation, but a reality. I will no longer, regardless of my socio-economic status, enter overcrowded hospitals and still be met with endless queues. I will be met with a center of care. They will pamper me.
Be part of the discussion. It's Borderline.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Borderlines, the only show that takes you beyond borders. We have less than 20 minutes left with my next guest, unfortunately. So I'm going to move on very, very quickly. You might not be able to ask questions. His name is Mekki Elmograbi. He's a Sudanese. He's also a former Sudanese diplomat. Mekki, welcome to Borderlines. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome again, and hello for Borderline. I'm very sorry for being late.
No
but
worries.
You know the situation in Sudan.
Exactly.
And I have just in another forum and meeting, and I'm ready to speak and to have your questions.
No worries.
I'm very glad that people. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mekki. I know you're extremely busy right now. Indeed, we asked you to come at short notice, so thank you for accepting the invitations. You said things are very busy. What's the situation in Darfur, in El Fasher right now, as we speak?
The situation, as you see in the media, the massacre of El Fasher was very horrible. People, they have very bad news about that. One of the stories that posted in the media, a father talking to his son through Messenger, because they still have some weak internet based on Starlink things. And he's talking to his son, saying to him, I'm in the line of killing, waiting for my role in being killed or the death. And I ask you to take care of your mom and your sisters. And be man. And then the son started to cry because he is looking at his father while his father waiting his time to be killed by the Janjaweed or by RSF militia. And the father saying to his son, you are a man, you should be strong, don't cry, I will face the death now and you will take care of the family. It is live situation of killing. It is ongoing killing by RSF, which is funded by United Arab Emirates, unfortunately. We should be clear on that. We cannot let Wall Street Journal to talk about the fund from UAE to the RSF, and we as African, we know that happening, and then we keep quiet. This is what is happening in Sudan now. The RSF militia is a group of terrorists, a genocidal gangs practicing killing to eradicate people and take people from their lands and bring other people. And those other people, even they use them. It's something is coming out from Sudan. Just like all things happening in Africa, they want to bring African to the weakest point so that the colonization will come back again to Africa, being colonization from Europe, from Israel, from America, from anywhere. But this is something has been done and organized to make sure that African countries will be weak and the African states collapse, and then they try to persuade you or to drag you to weak settlement that legalize the lives of the rights of the settlers.
Okay,
You
let me
cannot
go.
convince me
Yeah, go ahead.
that
No, go ahead and finish.
you
Finish your
cannot
sentence.
convince me.
Mhm.
Yes, you cannot convince me that you bring Arabs from the Sahel region, from specific tribes, to kill people in Sudan and to take their lands, and then you ask me to make an agreement with them. And that will be just for legalizing their settlement in Sudan. The same mind that taking Palestinians out of their lands and trying to take their lands, the same mindset, the same planner, the same mastermind is practicing the same now in Sudan.
Okay, let me break this down because I need my listeners to be able to understand this. You mentioned the UAE. Indeed, the Sudanese ambassador to the United Nations yesterday during the emergency UN meeting actually mentioned the UAE. The UAE refutes that allegation. What does the UAE want from Sudan? Why are they actually allegedly giving and arming and sponsoring the RSF to commit these atrocities? What is in it for the UAE?
Look here, the Yemen, they accuse UAE with the same, and they submitted a complaint against UAE on the National Security Council, and they refuted the accusation. The Libyan, they submitted accusations and complaint against UAE with what's happening in Libya, and they refuted. Somalia, they submitted a complaint against UAE in the Arab League, not in the National Security Council, and they refuted. Algeria, they accused UAE also with trying to spy on behalf of Israel on Algerian lands. And they kicked some of the diplomats from UAE. So Sudan is not odd from that. And having UAE to refute this accusation is not odd from the situation.
So,
And if you don't stop that in Sudan and in Yemen, in Libya, in Somalia, you will have another country with the same.
so
With the same problem happening.
indeed,
And
but what is it that the UAE actually? What are you saying? What is it that they want from Sudan? What are they getting in return?
that is the most important question. And even us in Sudan, we took some time to understand, because by logic, you cannot accept people who are rich in their country. They don't need other countries, very low population comparatively with other countries that they are fighting. You cannot convince me that people less than 1 million population, they want to fight Sudan, which is 47 million, or look at Nigeria or Egypt. All these countries, you can just name a city in these countries will be equal to the population of UAE. But what happened is UAE has been hijacked by Israel. And this is what I'm saying by myself. If you Google that, the alliance between Israel and UAE, you will find reports from the Western media. They are not talking about relations between UAE and Israel. They are talking about alliance. And some agreements reach the level of military alliance between each group in UAE and the defense companies in Israel in manufacturing drones. All experts in the field of military, they know that the level of joint manufacturing of weapons, that is the highest level of intelligence and military alliance.
So,
because that level dealing with secrets.
So what you're saying is there is an alliance between the UAE and Israel, and whatever it is, so
Yes.
Israel is hiding behind the UAE. So you're saying the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, are not actually taking anything from Sudan. It's actually Israel that is benefiting from what's going on in Sudan. Is that correct?
Yes, both. Because you know, the role of UAE that connected with the international banking system and also connected with the economies of United States and other, and based on controlling the money transfer and even that control terrorist activities, just like what's happening in Somalia. You can find how this mysterious role happening. If we just go to Somalia and you find that the Somali terrorists, they are is exporting the charcoal while it is banned by United Nations because that will damage the environment in their land. But when they export it and they save their money in banks in UAE, and then they finance criminal and terrorist activities by the money that they're making out and saving that. So it's a multiple role happening in the region, and that explains for you why they are doing the same in Yemen, why they are controlling islands, why they are pushing Ethiopia towards war with Somalia and Egypt, why they want to finance a new port in Somaliland controlled by the Ethiopian, while the government of Somalia, which is sovereign, independent country, they have the right to control their lands. They have been isolated from this deal, and they want to force this deal as a de facto economic relation between Ethiopia, Somaliland, and the sponsors of the port, which is United Arab Emirates, and that to control the Red Sea, and that to balance the Suez Canal with Egypt and others. So it's a geostrategic ambitions based on alliance, and you cannot isolate that from Sudan.
Okay, so thank you so much for breaking down. You've painted, really informative and educative sort of structure for us to learn from. What next? Because we've only got, 7 minutes or so, and I'm going to have you back, Mekki, because there's so much to unpack and so much for people to learn. What is next then? Given what's happened yesterday at the UN, what are you expecting? What moves should we, or you, as when I say you, I mean Sudanese, are expecting from the global community? Or will nothing happen?
For me, as a person who in the media career, international media for a long time, and also I practiced diplomacy. I was the media counselor in Washington, D.C. For Sudan Embassy for some time, and I involved in public diplomacy inside Sudan and African public diplomacy. I can tell you, United Nations is just a platform that Sudanese people can raise their voices, but you cannot expect any decision coming from the United Nations Security Council, which is the same council that witnessed more than 30 vetoes siding with Israel against the Palestinian rights. So it's a game for the big players in the world. Sudan has good relations with Russia, and the Russia voice during the meeting was very supportive to Sudan, and Russia told them that you should, just for solving the issue of Sudan, to cooperate with the new formed government that led by Professor Kamel Tayyib Idris, which is a civilian government with experts with him, and that was part of the road, because Sudan and some political parties and some experts and activists, they came up with a roadmap, and they submitted the roadmap to the government, and the government submitted the roadmap to the United Nations, to the African Union, and according to the roadmap, a new civilian prime minister has been appointed and then welcomed from the United Nations and welcomed from the African Union. So what? You need him to lead the dialogue between the Sudanese nationals, not a solution coming out from outside from Africa, because that against African solution for African problems.
Of course, absolutely. But what we're seeing though, you can call. I would just be able to take one question, short, sharp, and succinct, because I have just 3.5 minutes left. Okay? Just 1 second, Mekki. Hello.
Good evening.
Short.
Yeah.
Title up by
Last
short.
Saudi Arabia
Short.
Saudi
Short.
Arabia and 4 other countries condemn RSF for the last attack they have in.
Hold on a second. We can't hear you. Your voice is low.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia and 4 other countries condemn RSF for the last attack they had in the western region of Darfur. Now, is it too late for Saudi Arabia to condemn the RSF or to take side? Because if Saudi Arabia has been proactive longer than this time.
No. I don't have time. So can Saudi Arabia still come and actually condemn the RSF, another by extension condemning the UAE?
Question, is it not too late for Saudi Arabia? Is their
to be speaking now.
Late?
Okay.
Is it not too late now?
Okay. Right. Saudi Arabia, is it too late for them to now be condemning the RSF? That's one question from my listener, Mekki. The other question that I have for you, the other question that I have for you, and I'll give you a minute to answer both of them because we've run out of time, is that we now see a divided Sudan. We see, the balance of power seems to have shifted to the RSF, with the SAF, which is the Sudanese armed forces, actually falling behind. Is there a way for unity? Is there a way for the government to take back control? Can we look forward to that of the country?
Okay. The question of Saudi Arabia is clear.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, they condemned the RSF in El Fasher, and they supported the new appointed Prime Minister Kamal Tayyip Idris, and they welcomed him. And now they have cooperation with Sudan. Actually, I cannot say at all that RSF can control Darfur. What's happening in Darfur is not control. What's happening in every area that witness the RSF, you can call it deployment. But if you talk about control, ask about hospitals, people, schools that not existed, that not happening. So that you cannot say RSF controlled area, you can say criminal deployment RSF areas. Because people, they escape from RSF areas going to SAF. So it's a media trick saying that government control lands and government or RSF control. There is no control.
Thank you.
There is criminal deployment, there is genocide, and it is still happening.
Thank you so much, Mekki Elmograbi, former diplomat to Sudan government. We're going to have you back, Mekki, because we need a longer conversation. Thank you so much. And our heart goes out to Sudan, and we will stay watching. We wish you the very best.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you, brother.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. Hey,
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.